Hello folks, it's Jaff here from Global Records. How are you all doing? You can't get rid of me, can you? I'm back again, talking about all things Buddhist and Zen to you, and throwing in a few albums and a bit of music and all sorts of things. I hope you're enjoying these. People have said they are, so I hope that you continue to. I quite enjoy making them, strangely. I've tried to get a little bit more exposure with them, just because it's good for, if you do things, it's nice if people watch them. And also it's good for the record label, which is going great at the moment, and it would be nice for people to understand that we're deeper than just selling music. We like to become a holistic approach to releasing records, which includes having some kind of ethos. My ethos is very Buddhist. Not sure if that's the ethos of the whole label, but that's my ethos, so I'm sticking with that one because it seems to work for me, as I've said. And so in order to get a bit more exposure, I'm having to be very careful that I don't swear, because every time I do, and we try and promote anything any further, the social media powers that be appear to have some waveform detection system that picks up the swearing and you can't do anything with it. Oh, excuse me, golly. Cheers on the coffee this morning, this afternoon. So I'm going to attempt not to swear. I might say arse a lot, because I'm sure it can't pick up arse, because that's not even a waveform, arse. So if I use arse all the time, we'll see. And if this never gets any greater exposure, you'll know that arse is also a word that is frowned upon by the social media hierarchy under which we are all governed on a daily basis. I'm actually very excited today because I have to put this out tonight because I'm going to download tomorrow. Now, I know download is not everybody's cup of tea, or pint of milk or whatever, but this year the lineup's brilliant, absolutely fantastic. I mean, I always have a lot of fun at download. It's just a kind of annual event where you just bump into all sorts of people that you know. I'm hopefully going to see a few of you who are watching this, although if you're already there, there's no chance you are going to watch this because the signal's arse. And hopefully I'll bump into some of you in the swamp and we can wade gracefully past each other whilst intoxicated on all sorts of glorious juices, and watch some awesome bands. Looking forward to all the not all the headliners. I'm not a Tool fan. Just can't get on with Tool. I know that's probably controversial, but never got on with Tool. But I'm looking forward to other Slayer, obviously, etc. And then there's all sorts of bands lower down that I'm really looking forward to seeing. At the Gates are playing, Batushka playing, the proper Batushka, let's not get into that. Power Trip are playing, who the hell else? Lost Society, don't know if you've ever seen them, great thrash band. Conjurer are playing, started off pretty much on the same level as, as all bands would, but, a UK band who've done very well. Alien Weaponry, Carcass, Alcest, Amon Amarth, Lamb of God, I don't know, the list goes on. There's lots of bands I want to watch, so that's going to be pretty awesome. Far better lineup for me. I'm not criticising Bloodstock Festival because they usually are pretty strong, but this year's arse, from as far as I'm concerned. There's very little I'd like to watch, and I certainly wouldn't pay the ticket price to go and watch the bands I do want to watch. Paying 100 odd quid or 180 quid to watch Anthrax is fairly pointless. Although Masters Call are playing, who I do like a lot, but I wouldn't pay 180 quid to watch them either. No disrespect to you guys, but it's a lot of money. So I'm not going to Bloodstock because it's arse, but I'm going to download because it isn't arse. And if I've said arse enough times now, we've tested the robots, and the outcomes will already be sealed into the future. Anyway, Dissecting Zen. Did I even say welcome to Dissecting Zen? I can't remember if I did. This is the 5th, I believe, episode of Dissecting Zen. In which I discuss all things Buddhist and Zen. And today I've been listening to all week actually, the new Enthroned album, which is out on Season of Mist. Great album, love it. Enthroned are an awesome band. They've got that real bite and that real kind of groove edge to it that I adore. Band from, where are they from? Are they from Belgium? I think they're from Belgium. Yeah, Enthroned are from Belgium. Same as VG Dude. Yes, I'm pretty sure they are. Or France, can't remember. Anyway, Enthroned, great album, listen to it. So, this 5th episode of Dissecting Zen is called The Grand Delusion. Now, this is a good one. As so far we've explored all sorts of areas, like the fact that none of us have any idea at all why we're here, and the fact that we might not even exist because the whole thing might just be a complete illusion or delusion, as the case may be. But it does lead us to question, excuse me a minute, as to what is the point in it all. And lots of people, I think, the suffering and anguish they experience through their lives are a result of this failure to understand what the point of all this is. I mean, people try and make a point of it by getting a good job, or they have kids, or they have more kids, and they feel that they have to surround themselves with all the so-called rules that mankind has written itself in order to achieve personal happiness. But actually, once they've done it all, they probably find that they're not actually any happier than when they started. The point of life, I guess, that the reasons everybody does everything and all the decisions everybody makes is purely for the pursuit of your own personal happiness and your own personal pleasure. Now, that even goes to the point where, sadly, people find that the only option in order to achieve their own personal happiness is to end their life. So that, again, is still, even the extreme decision to do that is still, misguidedly maybe, in the pursuit of happiness. But we have to accept that things don't make a lot of sense in this life, and if you can do that, and echoing what I said last time about pain being inevitable, so around us every external factor will cause us pain, but the suffering that we feel can be completely optional. That is a decision made by yourself. And so it's the internal aspect rather than the external aspect which is incredibly important. Now, everything we do in life, surely, reasonably, will be to achieve happiness. We're not going to do things to achieve sadness or achieve pain, because no human being wants to go through that. So everything we do, whether it be making some food so we don't go starving, whether it be putting on an album because we want to listen to a good record, make ourselves feel good, it could be a world leader or an army general starting a war. They believe that it's going to put them in a happier place, and probably misguidedly and in their eyes altruistically, for also all the people over which they govern or command or whatever. And that is, again, a decision that they make simply because they believe it will put them in a happier place than they were prior to the war beginning. But what brings happiness? Well, it's just convincing yourself or making yourself believe that your life is meaningful. That's all we need to do. You just need to give your life some meaning. And how do we do that? Well, essentially, you'd have to live a life of complete self-delusion. From a personal point of view, I give meaning to my life because I want to be in a band, create music, be in lots of bands, to be honest, create lots of things, write books, put them out there. And I also, by doing that, am expecting everybody else to invest in my delusion that this will make me happy, which it does make me happy. And if people do invest in that delusion of your own, then it makes you even happier because it validates what you're doing, and it gives you some kind of victories along your quest for the happiness that you're trying to achieve. But does it matter that this is all delusional? I mean, the whole giving meaning to your life is utterly delusional. But it's better to be delusional and give your life meaning than have no meaning to your life and not delude yourself at all. And just be completely honest with you. Your life is as it is, and you're not ever going to be happy, or you're going to choose to suffer because of all the pains that life throws at you. That seems completely pointless. So essentially, in the words of potentially a Guns N' Roses album, slightly changed, use your delusions. I mean, you should believe in something, because the things we genuinely believe in, that genuinely make us happy in life, are often completely deluded. And that's not a problem. It's good to be deluded. Some of the most successful people on the planet who have achieved great things and appear to have achieved great internal and external happiness are completely deluded. They expect everybody else to believe and go along with their delusions, which people do, because people are also looking to put meaning into their own lives, so they use somebody else's meaning to reflect on them to make their life more meaningful. So that is the grand delusion. I hope you enjoyed that. And I hope you took something from it. I hope you can carry something with you about being completely deluded and enjoy a life of utter delusion. just don't get put in prison, because that is where delusion affects those around you, and that's not great. We all need to be good to each other in a lot of ways, unless you're in I don't know, currently, having seen the Uada video of him kicking someone off the stage the other night, that's not deluded, that's just kicking somebody in the balls. It's wonderful. Anyway, so that's the Grand Delusion. I hope you enjoyed that. Other things I've been listening to recently, I've listened to the new Feated album, Steeping Corporal Mess. It's on an album called Buckspin, which I've never heard of. It's proper brutal, horrible, gruesome death metal, and I've really enjoyed it. It's quite a short album, but by God, it's heavy. So that's a pretty good one. I also discovered a 2018 album. I put this on Instagram and Facebook by a band called Thou, Thou. Never heard it before. I've heard of Thou, I think, but I've never listened to this album called, what's it called? Inward. And it's out on Sacred Bones records. It's a kind of sludgy, doomy, but the singer's very, very extreme. It's kind of black metal sounding in his delivery. Love it. Really, really loved that album. Like, really obsessed with it. I listened to it loads. So if you haven't heard it, then do check that out. It's an older one, as I say, from 2018. Anyway, I'm going to go now because I've got to get ready for download. I've got to shave my head. That's what I've got a hat on. I've got to get rid of all this fluff here and go food shopping, go booze shopping, pack my tent, do all the stuff you do for a festival, get there, get covered in mud, get smashed, sit in a chair and be happy for 5 days. So I'll probably go under the radar, but I hope you all enjoy yourselves if you're not at download, and if you are, please come and say hello. Other than that, I think we're done. So, take care guys. Catch you next time on the flip side. Cheers.